presentation of the exegesis of 1 John. John begins in verses 1 through 4 with his introduction, and he says that we are witness to the Word of Life. The Word of Life existed from the beginning of creation, and he says that they have seen him and touched him and perceived him. The incarnation of Jesus makes fellowship possible. The fellowship is with the Father and the Son. John concludes his prologue with the purpose for his writing, which is so that their joy may be complete. The people that John is writing to apparently had lost their joy. Back then there were many false teachings circulating, such as Gnosticism. John is writing to encourage the people and confirm their belief in Jesus Christ. In verses 5 through 8, John is talking about God as light, and he says that there is no darkness in him. In the Greek text, John uses a double negative to emphasize that Jesus has no darkness in him whatsoever. Through Christ we have a fellowship, a relationship with God, but there are conditions to this relationship. Number 1, our lives must be a living testimony of our faith. In other words, if we say that we belong to Christ, but we do not bear the fruit of a Christian, or act like one, we aren't living in truth. But if our lives do reflect Christ by walking in the light, we, number 1, have fellowship with God, and 2, Jesus will cleanse us from all our sin. The second condition to having a fellowship, relationship with God, is that we must admit the reality of our sin. We can make one of 2 choices about sin. We can either deny it or admit it. If we deny it and say that we have no sin, we deceive ourselves, and therefore there is no truth in us. Verse 9 tells us that if we admit our sin, Jesus will forgive us and cleanse us. Verse 9 through 10 is about God as the loving Father. That is the third condition for having fellowship with God. Our sins must be confessed, forgiven, and we must be cleansed. Verse 10 says that if we say that we have not sinned, we call God a liar, and his word is not in us. In summary, to have a fellowship with God, we must, number 1, our lives must be a living testimony of our faith. Number 2, we must admit the reality of our sin. And number 3, our sins must be confessed, forgiven, and we must be cleansed. After we take those 3 steps to have a relationship with God, it is maintained by